Foul on Sophie Cunningham. That is her first team second. Coming in for Phoenix in the first half. DeWanna Bonner.
We're pouring one out for the career of DeWanna Bonner. Pouring one out for the career of DeWanna Bonner because she is washed.
This was supposed to be just another regular season game between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury, but it turned out to be one of the most intense and dramatic matchups of the entire season.
With DeWanna Bonner getting booed as soon as she entered the game. Shout out to all the fans in the building that were like, you know what? You did this organization dirty. You did the fans dirty. You did your teammates dirty. Our first chance we get when you come into the basketball game, we are going to boo you and boo you so you.
The Fever were already facing challenges, with their star player, Caitlin Clark, out due to a groin injury. But things were about to heat up even more. This game marked DeWanna Bonner's return to Indianapolis, her first appearance since a highly controversial and chaotic exit from the team earlier in the season.
DeWanna Bonner, much to the Fever fans, in attendance, much to their credit, they didn't play nice tonight. Good job. They booed the hell out of DeWanna Bonner. And then Alyssa Thomas started jawing at the fans. Well, let me understand something. You want fans booted out of arenas, but it's okay for you to talk shit?
And when I say messy, I mean messy with a capital M. This wasn't just any former player returning to face her old team. This was a full-blown drama waiting to explode the moment Bonner stepped into the arena.
Foul on Sophie Cunningham. That is her first team second. Coming in for Phoenix in the first half. DeWanna Bonner.
Look at this. Look at Satou Sabali clap. And she ended up getting clapped by the Indiana Fever. Nasty work. Satou Sabali, you played like trash, by the way.
That is her first team second.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, let's rewind and break down how we even got here, because this story is nothing short of wild. DeWanna Bonner, a 6-time WNBA All-Star and 2-time champion with Phoenix, an undeniable legend of the game, was supposed to be the Indiana Fever's hidden ace this season.
It's disrespectful the way DeWanna Bonner quit on this team. This is sports. You women's basketball players and women's basketball fans sit up here and act like everything is supposed to be peaches and cream all the time. Stadiums, arenas, everybody boos players. Especially when there's a fallout or some goofy shit that happens.
Fever brought her on board in February 2025 as one of their headline free agent signings. She was expected to be the experienced leader who would help mentor rising stars Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston on their path to championship success. With a salary of, Bonner became the third highest paid player on the roster, and the expectations couldn't have been higher.
The Fever signed Bonner this offseason, a 2-time WNBA champion, to help this young core bring the franchise back into title contention. The Fever have only won one title in 2012, and prior to last season, they had not made the playoffs in 7 years. So while experience is an important factor in helping a team return to title contention, so is fit. And what I've learned from multiple sources is that from the onset, the fit between the Fever and Bonner was not a good one.
But this is where everything went off the rails. Bonner began the season as a starter, but after just 3 games, she was moved to the bench, and that's when things really started to unravel. In total, she suited up for only 9 games with the Indiana Fever. 9 games, despite being one of their major off-season acquisitions. Her performance was shockingly poor, just 7.1 points and 3.8 rebounds per game, shooting only 34.5% from the field. To put that in perspective, this is a player who had scored in double figures for 15 consecutive seasons. During her brief stint with the Fever, she had more games without a single made field goal than she had games scoring in double digits. That's how rough it got.
I boo people for less. I boo people for way less. Like if somebody played for my team, my favorite team, and they left after 9 to 10 games, you know, wasn't a good fit. I'm sure she dealt with some shit. I'd feel the type of way her coming back into my house. That's just fandom, okay? So, again, open to constructive feedback. I think that's sports, man. I'm gonna be booing people all the time. I love it. Boo. I love booing.
In mid-June, the Fever announced that Bonner was stepping away from the team for personal reasons, with no clear timeline or explanation. As her absence stretched on, reports surfaced that she had requested a trade, essentially signaling she no longer wanted to be with the team. Sources revealed the fit in Indiana was off from the start, and Bonner later admitted things didn't work out. Despite the Fever's efforts to find a trade partner, no team was willing to take her on, leading to her being waived on June 25th. Then, on July 8th, she signed with the Phoenix Mercury, returning to the team where her career began.
After 3 games in a starting role, Bonner was moved to the bench in favor of shooting guard Lexi Hull, and 6 games later, she was done with the Fever. The Fever originally cited personal reasons for her absence, but what I learned later, again from multiple sources, was that the team was actually actively shopping her on the trade market.
Fast forward to July 30th, and DeWanna Bonner returned to Gainbridge Fieldhouse wearing a Phoenix Mercury uniform. The moment she checked into the game with 7 minutes left in the first quarter, the entire arena erupted in loud, relentless boos from the Indiana Fever fans. Some even shouted "quitter" at her, making their disappointment clear. Bonner didn't respond or engage, she simply stood and absorbed the negativity. Meanwhile, her fiancé, Alyssa Thomas, was seen shouting back at some fans, visibly upset by the treatment Bonner was receiving. But the most remarkable part, the Indiana Fever came out and dominated the game, proving they didn't need Bonner, even with Caitlin Clark sidelined by injury.
They had a couple of players that really showed up big. It just went final 107-101. Fever over the Phoenix Mercury. That's right, the DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, Phoenix Mercury. And yeah, there was some drama. I'm sure something is going to be said by one of the two of them during this post-game press conference. There's just no way around it.
Ari McDonald, a player who wasn't even on the roster at the start of the season, exploded for a career-high 27 points, completely torching the Mercury. Aaliyah Boston also delivered a dominant performance, finishing with 22 points and 12 rebounds for her 4th straight double-double. The most brutal moment came when Boston scored Indiana's first 14 points of the 4th quarter, essentially sending a message: "We don't need you, Dana." The Fever won 107-101, and the game was never as close as the score suggested. Sophie Cunningham added 12 points, while Darius Dantas chipped in another 12, making it a true team effort that showcased what the Fever could achieve without the distractions. As for DeWanna Bonner's return, it was nothing short of disappointing. In 21 minutes, she managed just 4 points on 1 of 4 shooting and grabbed a single rebound. This was supposed to be a WNBA legend, but she was outplayed by players who hadn't even been expected to be part of the rotation.
DeWanna Bonner is absolutely washed. The most washed player. Go retire with dignity. Go retire with dignity. A heartfelt tribute to the Indiana Fever by putting up the exact performance you gave for 9 games for the Fever. DeWanna Bonner, thank you. Thank you for... I know it took a lot of games. And in fact took you leaving the team. But thank you for finally helping the Fever win a game.
After the game, Mercury star Kalia Copper was visibly upset about how Fever fans treated Bonner. Expressing her frustration during the post-game press conference, she said, "I just don't understand. She's a legend with so much to her name, and the disrespect was hard to watch. They booed her, even though she didn't say a word. People might have talked trash, but we stood by her. It's really disappointing to see that from the fan base, because she's genuinely one of the kindest people." On the other hand, Mercury coach Nate Tibbetts offered a different perspective, saying the booing was expected and just part of sports. When you return to a former home, especially if you left on less than ideal terms, the fans usually aren't going to be happy. That's just how sports go, he explained. Even the coach recognized that Bonner's departure left little room for a warm welcome. What stood out most, though, was how the Indiana Fever organization and players handled the situation with grace, taking the high road throughout the entire ordeal. Their professionalism was impressive, showing maturity amid all the drama.
She handled it well. I don't understand, like, she's a legend, and just all the things that she's done for the league.
Stop. What has DeWanna Bonner done for this league?
And just the disrespect, I can't get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to them.
That's a lie. DeWanna Bonner definitely said a word. Don't worry, Kalia Copper. We brought the receipts.
The crowd. People talk some trash to her, but we got her back.
So DeWanna Bonner pulls one of the weakest moves in sports history and quits season, man. Your ass couldn't hit the fucking side of a barn and was stinking it up every game, and you're mad about a starting spot or some bullshit? Completely lost all respect for your punk ass.
That's a genuine question. Let me know in the comments section below, what has DeWanna Bonner done for this league? Prior to 2023, no casual fan, probably still no casual fan, has any idea who DeWanna Bonner is, couldn't pick her out of a lineup, other than teach these new players how to fleece an organization, how to rob an organization blind, how to quit on your team. Other than those three things, what has DeWanna Bonner done for this league? Genuine questions. I'm open-minded.
We had Ari McDonald. She went absolutely bananas in the first half of this game. She did. She had a massive game, career high. This was her in the first half. 17 points, 2 assists, 3 of 3 from three-point range. She wasn't done. She wasn't done. Let's take a look at this. Sophie Cunningham came up big in the fourth. Aaliyah Boston came up huge in the fourth. She was struggling. And then at one point, she had scored 14 points in 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. And I couldn't believe it. She actually got a whistle tonight.